I have been in a battle that has lasted almost 6 years. It's a battle that has tons of twists and turns, and this wild story has a very happy ending. I can't wait to tell you what I have to tell you. If you've been following KGTropicals for a while, or if you've looked back at our old videos, you probably know that Lisa and I started KGTropicals way back in 2011, and we started making videos on this YouTube channel in 2012. We also started a website in 2011 is when we started it up, KGTropicals.com. And so you hear me say in all of my videos in the very beginning, every single one of them, I said, hey folks, it's John with KGTropicals.com. That was the way I started every video. And we were breeding African cichlids, raising them in our garage, and then selling them on KGTropicals.com to people all over the United States. We then opened up a fish store, which turned out to be a huge mistake. And we ended up shutting that fish store down in 2015, 2016, I don't know. Who cares? It doesn't really matter. We shut it down, moved everything back to our house, except it was a different house this time. We held on for absolutely as long as we possibly could, but could not sustain it. We just couldn't keep things going. I had to put my big boy pants on and go back to my older business, my business that I had had since 2004, because we had dug ourselves into the biggest financial hole we've ever been in because of making the mistake of starting the fish store. And in mid 2017, we basically shut everything down. We shut the website down and the YouTube channel. It's not like we deleted it, but we kind of took a break from the YouTube channel and the website, but never the hobby. We stayed in the hobby. So when we fast forward to 2018, I believe it was September, or who cares, 2018, I got the itch back to get back involved with the community on YouTube, and started making videos again, and started going to the aquatic experience with Lisa, went with me, and Aquashellas, and went full steam back into the YouTube community again. Lisa got involved with the YouTube channel in 2019. That's when everything kind of took off, and everything was crazy after that. The channel blew up in our standards. It blew up and everything went extremely well. And then in 2020, we had gotten to a point where KGTropicals, the YouTube channel, was providing us enough income to live off of. And we had a discussion, Lisa and I, like, this is a real thing. Like, we could go full time with this, and this could be our job. This is wild. Wildest dreams have come true. But there was something that we felt very serious about that we needed to do in order to maintain our sanity and also security. And that is, we needed a secondary income, or something that could start as a secondary income and eventually turn into a primary income. We needed another way to have income coming in so that we didn't have to rely 100% on YouTube AdSense revenue, which is extremely unpredictable. You have no control over it whatsoever. I don't care what Mr. Beast says. You just don't. It's one of those things. You are beholden to YouTube and what they decide to do, and your income is just going to go up and down. That's just the way it is. And to not have that headache, we needed a fallback. And so we made the decision in mid 2017, we're going to bring our website back. We're not going to sell fish right away, but we're going to bring our website back, and that's going to be our secondary income and also retirement plan. We had a whole thing planned, but I realized very quickly when I went to set the website back up again, I had made an absolutely critical error. Not critical, but a huge error. I had inadvertently allowed the domain registration for KGTropicals.com expire. If you don't have a website, you may not be aware of this. Domains are registered. You buy the domain from GoDaddy or Squarespace or whoever. I don't know if Squarespace sells domains, but everybody knows GoDaddy, right? So you buy your domain from GoDaddy and you have to re-register that every year in order to keep that domain. Because we had left the business, we had left all of this, it expired and I didn't realize it. It's only like $20 a year. So it's not like I couldn't afford to keep it. It's just, we let it expire. I didn't mean to, and I didn't realize that until I went to start the website back up again in July of 2020, or that's when we opened it. But when I was getting everything ready and setting everything up, which was several months prior, I realized, I let that expire. And now somebody owns it that wants $2,500 for it. So here's the thing. This is going in the weeds here. It's kind of, inside baseball, but you can buy a domain having no intention of ever using it, but you have it because you know somebody else is going to want it down the road, and then you can sell it to them for a lot of money. Just to give you a great example, like, could you imagine 20 years ago if BestBuy.com was available and you bought it for $20, and then Best Buy comes along and wants to start a website, you could sell it to them for millions of dollars. There are so many people out there that do that. They buy up domains, they hold on to them, and they sell them for big money down the road. And that's what had happened here. Somebody swooped in and picked it up, and they wanted $2,500 for it. I, just based on principle, did not want to pay that $2,500 for it. We had a very limited budget to get things up and running again, and I didn't have $2,500 to pay towards that. I was pissed off about it. I didn't like it, but at this point, what am I supposed to do? So we rebranded as Keepfishkeeping.com. KGTropicals, the YouTube channel, and everything stays the same. Instagram, Facebook, all that stays the same, but our domain is going to be different. It's going to be Keepfishkeeping.com. And that's what we ran with. And I got to tell you, it has been a godsend. It's been unbelievable. And it is now our primary income because social media has just plummeted. I don't really understand why. The revenue from YouTube is almost non-existent anymore. And so having that, the decision that we made when we started full-time as YouTubers to start the website back up again as a fallback was the best decision we've ever made. Because if we hadn't done that, we would be, I don't even know where we would be. It would be really bad because we could not live off of the money that's made on YouTube right now. It just wouldn't work. I'm not trying to get you to feel bad for me. I'm saying everything's fine, but it wouldn't have been fine had we not done what we did. And we were able to do that under the domain of Keepfishkeeping.com. The new brand, Keepfishkeeping.com. I know it's not easy for people to say, but it is what it is. That's what we came up with, and that's what we ran with. Now, in 2023, I think it was, we hired a social media marketing company to market our business on social media. It turned out to be a complete disaster. Not really the company's fault. They did a good job, but it just didn't work. And they told us very early on, they were like, okay, your YouTube channel is KGTropicals. Everybody on social media refers to you, John, as KG. Like, that's what you're known for. You've built this brand of KGTropicals, yet you don't have that as your domain. Your domain is Keepfishkeeping. That's a mistake. We recommend that you get your head out of your ass and pay that $2,500 and get KGTropicals.com back. And I said, you know what? You're right. That makes sense. I'll do that. I don't like it. I don't just have $2,500 to throw around, but I'll do that. No problem. So I went to GoDaddy to take care of that. And here's where the fun began. Now, when you own a domain on GoDaddy, you can just put a price on it, or you can sell it as an auction type thing like eBay. And this one was an auction for KGTropicals.com with a minimum bid of $2,500. Won't even allow you to put in a bid under $2,500. So I went on to GoDaddy and I put in the bid for $2,500. And you can actually see the history of everything. I was the only person that ever bid, ever, since 2017 or 2018, whenever it was that they picked up that domain. There's only ever been one bid. That was mine for $2,500. I put that bid in and then I left. I went to the post office because I had to for work. And very quickly, like within 10 minutes, I got a response on my email that said it was from GoDaddy. So I'm like, woohoo. I pull into the parking lot at the post office and I open it up and it says, the minimum bid for KGTropicals.com has been raised to $5,000. I said, you got to be kidding me. What do these people think? What do you think this domain is? Do you think it's Best Buy? Like, who would want this other than me? This is insane. $5,000. I'm right back to where I was before. I'm like, no, just based on principle, I won't do it. I'm not paying $5,000. Are you crazy? No, that's insulting. This is personal now. No, I'm not doing it. But then I decided to have some fun. I was still in the post office parking lot and I said, you know what? I'm going to have some fun here because I think I know what's going on here. I'd made this up in my mind. I'm going to put in the bid for $5,000 and I bet you they come back at $10,000. I think that's just what's going to happen. So I did it and I'm glad it worked out this way because otherwise I'd have been sunk, because when you put in a bid, you're basically obligated to pay that. And I didn't know that, but I put in the bid for $5,000. Take a wild guess at what happened. You're right. They doubled it again to $10,000. And that's when I believed something. I believed something. And I had convinced myself of this, that now this is personal. This isn't like whitehouse.com or pornhub.com or something, like a website that's actually got significant value to it. I don't mean Pornhub's value. You know what I'm saying? Like they could sell that domain for a lot of money. You understand what I'm trying to say there? I'm not trying to say that's a valuable website. You get it. These people are treating this like it's something. Look, whoever owns this doesn't want me to have it. And so I started thinking, this is a personal thing against me. This is somebody owns this that is my competition. I don't know who. You have no way of knowing who owns domains on GoDaddy. They keep that very private and it's all done, whatever. You have no way of knowing who owns it. And I was convinced that it was somebody that personally did not want me to have it. And so I was just like, okay, F those people. I'm over it. I'm done. I called up the marketing company. I said, this isn't going to happen. Now, I put in a $2,500 bid. They raised it to $5,000. I put in the $5,000. They raised it to $10,000. I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm over it. And they were like, yeah, I don't blame you. That's fine. We'll just move on. But then several months ago, Lisa and I decided we wanted to start selling fish again. We want to go back to our roots and we want to build a fish room, which I've been doing if you've been following along, in the barn, and we want to sell fish again. And this is when it really started to bother me. Like, we've got to get KGTropicals.com back. I mean, we have to have it back. There's no doubt about it. We have to have it just to have it. I don't think it's going to really impact our business, but we have to have that back. It's our identity. people get all tongue-tied when they're trying to say keepfishkeeping.com. KGTropicals is so much easier. We need to get that back. And we agreed that we needed to, but we also agreed we ain't paying no $10,000 for it. I went on GoDaddy again. They had set the minimum bid to $5,000. And I said, well, I'm not paying that either. But I'm looking at GoDaddy and I see that there is what is called a broker service available through GoDaddy. And what these guys do, and girls, is they negotiate between the domain owner and the domain purchaser, the person that wants to purchase. They do the negotiations between the two of them. And they try to facilitate the sale of that domain. And it's a service that costs $99. And I said, you know what? It's worth it. Let me give this a shot. I paid the $99 to GoDaddy. I signed up for this broker service, was contacted within like 20 minutes from our broker with GoDaddy. And he said, hey, tell me what's going on here. We talked on the phone. He said, what is it that you're trying to do? How much is your budget? Blah, 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 blah. Told him what's going on with it. I told him I don't really need this. We've moved on. We've rebranded, but I just want it. It's just a personal thing to me now. I just want it back, but I'm not paying $5,000 for it. I told him I'm only going to pay $1,000. I will only pay $1,000. So that's what you need to tell them. And $1,000 actually would have worked out to only be $800 for the domain, and then $200 to GoDaddy because GoDaddy's fee. So it was only an $800 offer. But I told him, I said, listen, I own KGTropicals LLC. I own KGTropicals everywhere on social media. I'm the only person alive, not other than my wife, that would want KGTropicals.com. So this is the only offer they're ever going to get. $800, that's what I will pay. He said, okay, I'll let you know. He says it might be a few weeks because it was right around the holidays and all of that. He said, this company is not somebody that is usually very prompt at getting back to me. And with the holidays, that makes it even more complicated. But as soon as I hear something, I'll let you know. He contacts me right after Christmas and he says, good news. They have put in a counter offer for $2,800. I said, no, not doing it. Nope, I'm not playing these games. I said, here's the bottom line. I know I said before I'm only going to pay $1,000, but here's the bottom line. I will not pay $1 over $1,500. I'm going back on what I said before, but this is it. $1,500. You got to take your fee out of this. $1,500. That's it. Not a dollar more. I will not pay another dollar over that. That's my final offer. That's all it's ever going to be. Long story short, several weeks goes by, back and forths goes by. He reaches out to them. He tells them that, which was an actual offer of $1,250 and then a $250 fee to GoDaddy for a total of $1,500. He put that offer into that company. And guess what? I don't know why, but they accepted it. They didn't put in a counter offer. I guess they realized I'm the only person that's ever here's what happened. And my broker actually told me this. The whoever the company is that owned it actually thought it was more valuable than it was because people had bid on it. What they didn't realize is that it was me that was bidding on it a year ago, 2 years ago. So my broker at GoDaddy was actually able to show them, look, it was him that was bidding on it back then. He's the only one that's ever bid on this domain. When they saw that, that's when they realized, okay, this guy's not playing games. There's nothing we can do. We can't just squeeze every dollar possible out of this guy. We will accept his $1,250 offer. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am very, very happy to say that within 72 hours of that conversation happening, we paid the $1,250, with the $1,500 including the GoDaddy fees. KGTropicals.com was transferred back to us. and it is now connected to our website again. Finally, after all these years, what is it now? Like 8-9 years. If you type in KGTropicals.com, you are no longer redirected to a spam site. You are redirected to our website. And I've never been happier. Again, I don't think this is ever going to impact us. I don't think it's going to be one of those things that, oh, we're going to be millionaires now. Like, I don't think it's going to have that effect, but just having it makes me feel so good about this. I didn't like having to pay $1,500 that I could have paid $20 for back in 2017, and then subsequent $20 a year after that. But still, the amount of money that it cost me to do this was way more than it would have been if I hadn't let it expire. But the fact is, it's over. It was not a friend. It was not a competitor. It was not somebody with a personal vendetta against me. It was a douchebag in some who cares where that buys up domains and rakes them over the coals and makes people pay top dollar for them. And it's over. I got it. I won. I am victorious. We are victorious. I am like Johnny Drama. Victory! Like, it is such a splendid thing. I'm so thrilled about it. And I just, it's just so nice to get some good news every once in a while. It's not good news that I had to pay $1,500, but it is good news. So what's going to happen with it now? No, we are not completely rebranding again. It's not like Keepfishkeeping.com is going to get shut down. And no, we're still going to have that. We're still going to have KGTropicals.com. But I do think the marketing that we do from this point is going to be both. And then it'll eventually phase into just being KGTropicals.com again, exclusively. But we're never going to really get rid of Keepfishkeeping.com because over the last 6 years, everybody's gotten to know us that way. Like, people know Keep Fish Keeping. They have it bookmarked. We've got customers that have ordered from us over 50 times in the last 7 years. So those people, they don't care what the domain is. They've got it on their bookmarks, or they just type in K and it starts, it auto fills whatever. They're loyal customers, and to them, the domain doesn't matter, but to us, it does. And it's always been, if you go to Google and you type in KG Tropicals, keepfishkeeping.com was always the first result. I mean, so I don't think this is going to have any impact on us, but it is going to just make me and Lisa feel better about it. And from this point moving forward, I'm going to be able to say again, hey folks, it's John with KGTropicals.com. That's going to feel so good to be able to say that in the beginning of a video. It would be like Joey making a video saying, hey, what did he say? Damn it. Hey guys, it's Joey again. Welcome back, or whatever it was that he said. I don't know. But that's what Joey used to say in the beginning of all of his videos. How cool would it be if he started making his videos again saying that? It's cute. But for me, I'm going to be able to say, hey folks, it's John with KGTropicals.com again. Damn, that feels good. I'm so thrilled about it. And I hope you can read that. I hope that's coming across to you. It feels so, so good. I don't know what else to say. KGTropicals.com is ours again. It only took me a half an hour to tell you that story, but I'm so excited about it. And there we go. That I don't know what else to say. Hey, check out our website, KGTropicals.com. We're going to have fish on there soon. Bye.